it is almost time for back to school, which might mean a lot of increased anxiety for a lot of our friends. And I want to talk a bit about accommodations for school. So when it comes to anxiety, a lot of parents don't like to have their kids be distressed, and they often ask about possible appropriate accommodations. And in the case of anxiety, it's a really fine line because we don't want to reinforce avoidance. So anytime you're thinking of possible accommodations for your child, and you're collaborating with the school and your psychology or therapy provider, is going to be important to consider a couple different things. So the goal is that the accommodations are a bridge, they're not the destination. But basically it's to get your kid to school or through a test, through an anxiety provoking situation, not to remove them from it. So for example, if your child has some social anxiety about presenting in front of class, our goal is not that they'll never ever present. Our goal is actually that maybe they'll start with presenting just to teacher. Then they'll start presenting to just one student and then a larger group. So very gradual practice exposures with the assistance of a professional to kind of help create that exposure hierarchy, separation anxiety. So instead of starting to homeschool, making sure that you have a very consistent routine. It's a consistent goodbye routine that is not being dragged out. You have like dedicated check-in times, but they still have to go to school. Same with a test anxiety. They can start in a quiet room, but then get reintroduced to their regular classroom setting. Anyway, talk to your behavioral health care provider, and they can discuss the most appropriate plan for you and your kid.